You should maybe start over with your rows. By rows, I mean any movement that involves reaching straight ahead and pulling straight back. Most people row like this, where they're driving the weight and their elbows back as far as possible. The weight moves, they get tired, therefore they're doing things right. Wrong. Look, you will get stronger, you will build muscle by doing this, but you are neglecting the lower traps and the lower fibers of the serratus anterior. Those are heavily responsible for scapular depression and posterior tilt, basically pulling your shoulders back and down. When your shoulders pitch forward, you are mainly engaging your pec minor, pec major, and upper serratus anterior fibers. If you have a natural forward shoulder position, these muscles likely get enough attention. But more importantly, those muscles are on your front. You're supposed to be doing a back exercise. When you row, you're better off getting your shoulders back and down to better recruit the lower trap and lower serratus anterior. Overall, this pattern is working towards strengthening the muscles that could hold you in a better posture and stretching muscles that might be compromising your posture. The problem is, if you've been doing your rowing movements for years the other way, where your shoulders pitch forward, you might have to restart. This is not going to sound fun at all, but I assure you it is worth it in the long run. Use light weight on your rowing exercises. I mean unreasonably light. Then be absolutely sure that you're getting your shoulders back and down on every repetition. Your best choice would be to have someone watching to tell you every time your shoulders pitch forward. Alternatively, you can record yourself and review after each set while taking mental note of where and when you fail to hit that shoulder position. Then simply progress on weight like you have in the past, but this time your standard for increasing weight must be based on getting your shoulders back and down for every repetition. You might not be sure how to get your shoulders in the right position, or if it is even possible for you when doing rows. I'm going to give you the most straightforward trick to know and feel how to get it. Put your arms at your sides with your elbows at 90 degrees and your palms up. Then reach your hands behind you as much as possible. Really squeeze in your back as you do this. You should simultaneously feel a bit of a stretch through the chest and a squeeze in your back muscles. Now keep your elbows and shoulders in this position and just reach your hands forward. Boom. That's it. That is the feeling you need. Just practice doing that silly drill and see if you can still feel the stretch through the front and the squeeze in the back when your hands are in the forward position. Then translate that same feeling to your rowing movements. If you feel like you might not be getting a good position when rowing, you might be focusing on your elbows too much. You'll notice if I drive my elbows back as far as I can, it becomes almost impossible for me to drop my shoulders back and down. Whereas if I get my elbows just to my sides and then focus on my shoulders getting back and down, I end up with a much better shoulder position. So then a helpful cue for rowing can be to get your elbows to your sides and then do the rest with shoulders. Elbows, then shoulders. If you're feeling a stretch through your upper chest, you're probably doing it right. Lower traps are difficult to target and even harder to feel them working. If you insist on having your shoulders pitch forward on your row movements and you keep driving your elbows back as far as you can, you will just continue to neglect your lower traps. They will perpetually be a weakness and a missing key to better posture. Whereas if you rebuild your row movements from the ground up while ensuring to get your shoulders back and down, you will be better for it in the long run.